Welcome to the Mitcham History Notes YouTube channel. Today's video I'll be looking at the first newspaper exclusively about Mitcham on the British Newspaper Archive. It was about 10 years ago that I actually asked the British Newspaper Archive to consider digitising the Mitcham News and Mercury, September 2014 to be exact, and their reply was, well, they didn't know who the copyright holder was. That doesn't seem to be a problem these days, as a number of newspapers have gone online with copyright holder not known, and so I guess it was time for them to get round to the Mitcham area. We start off with the details page of the Mitcham Advertiser. It says there are 1,252 issues available, 10,804 pages, covering the years 1909 to 1933, with 1931 missing for some reason. So we got 1909 to 1930, the Mitcham Advertiser and Surrey County Reporter, so it does cover our other areas in Surrey. And 1932 and 1933, the Mitcham and Tooting Advertiser. This period, the first third of the 20th century, covers a population boom in Mitcham in terms of amount of housing that was built at the time. And in fact, in the 1909 edition, comes a comment by the Commoner in a column called Mitcham Notes, who said that the town of Mitcham had about 28,000 people and there was room for more housing, and there were plans put for 108 houses in the Lewis Road area and 14 shops. And we can see that here is map before that occurred. It's mostly just a track between what is now the Western Road and the Church Road, and we can see a later map of all the housing that was developed along there. As an example, search for the first occurrence of one of the streets in that area. Let's try Glebe Avenue. And on the right hand side we can see a list, a chronological sequence of all the Ordnance Survey maps. That's achieved by changing this setting on the left hand side. If you go for all maps, it includes all sorts of things for the general London area, which is interesting, but at the moment let's stick to the Ordnance Survey maps. So we're saying that 1909 onwards this area was developed, so let's look at 1910. Right at the top of the map. So there's Oakwood Avenue, there's Lewis Road, Oakwood Avenue, and opposite Oakwood Avenue is where we wanted to find Bank Avenue, and then there's Glebe Avenue. So that hasn't been built yet. Let's go on to 1913. What was the kind of progress here? So there's Oakwood Avenue, still hasn't been developed. Then I guess World War I comes along, puts things to a halt. There's the gasworks. So let's go forward a bit further. 1932. Gasworks. So Glebe Avenue is there by 1932. So this is encouraging then, isn't it? Because now we can go to our newspaper archive, search for Glebe Avenue, the most recent, and likely we will find the development of the road after the First World War. And change the order to be most recent. And we have 1933. That looks like an advert. Let's click on the date range. So we're assuming it might have been built in the 1920s. First mention is 1926. Well, there we go. Glebe Avenue is the name of the new road on Mr. G. Reeder's estate, Westfields. So, Looks like it was being built in 1926, and they gave it a name in that year, and that was Mr. Reader. Let's look at the other years. 1928. Private Streets Works Act. From the Urban Sanitary District of Mitcham. The Private Street Works Act. Making up of the road. So the houses were built by then. So that gives us a nice range of dates. 1926 to 1928. And looks like a similar notice the following week. Any stories then in this newspaper? 1929, there are 4 stories. Let's have a look. A letter from the South Mitcham Improvement Association putting forward the following suggestions was read: that houses purchased through the council should only be insured by the council to the extent of the outstanding mortgage. That the repairs to footpaths are long overdue, that the street lamps in Glebe Avenue require re-spacing and placing on alternate sides of the road. Strange that they didn't have that done to begin with. That Glebe Avenue and Church Road require the attention of the road scavengers. I presume that's to do with street cleaning. Okay, that was 24th of October 1929. And in May, the Lewis Road Pond. The clerk submitted a letter from the Ministry of Health asking for the observations of the council on a letter addressed to the Ministry drawing attention to the condition of the pond and land in the rear of Glebe Avenue. The Ministry has been informed that the council has served a notice requiring the owner to abate the nuisance and have received a report from the sanitary inspector to the effect that the work is not progressing as quickly as the inspector deems to be reasonable, and that further action will be needed taken by the council. Oh dear. 30th of May. Faulty construction of number 25 Glebe Avenue. Snagging. Not related to the road as such. But Mr. D. Williams, aged 67, of Glebe Avenue, Mitcham, slipped near Singlegate School late on Monday night and fractured his left leg. Poor sod. First aid was given by the motor ambulance staff, and Mr. Williams was taken to the Wilson Hospital and detained. Well, there you have it. So, the Mitcham Advertiser, now on the British Newspaper Archive, has a wealth of information covering from 1909 to 1933, about 20 odd years, and that's how you can find when a road was built. If you're doing any family tree research and you want to know how far back that road went, and then you come up with these little stories like this. You might even be researching Mr. D. Williams, age 67 in 1929. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video about the Mitcham Advertiser, now on the British Newspaper Archive. I'll put a link in the description. You can click to it. You can go there. Bye for now.